If you keep everything bottled up inside of you and you don't work it, you become suppressed. And that suppression, eventually, as time goes on, it hits on your organs or other parts of your body and you can become ill.
Welcome back to another episode of the Resilient Lounge. Panayiota Lazaris, also known as Penny, is a multi-talented individual who wears many hats. She is the founder, practitioner, instructor, and author of anatripsis therapy, a massage method that has garnered accreditation in the UK. Additionally, Penny is a stress counselor, herbalist, reflexologist, and vegan nutritionist. Currently, she is pursuing studies in psychotherapy as well. With a wealth of experience spanning over 30 years in holistic massage, Penny has been featured on television, radio, and various magazines. She is also actively involved in conducting workshops and courses centered around self-help topics. Recently, Penny published the book, The Last Child, and is in the final stages of completing another book focused on veganism. In this episode, the spotlight is on discussing the effects of stress and tension on the body and how they impact both professional and personal life. Penny will share insights on how to change your mindset to boost work productivity and suggest natural remedies and techniques that you can apply in your daily life to feel more tranquil. What you don't know, she's also my mother, which adds an extra layer of pride and admiration to everything she does. Let's dive right in, as this is an interesting one. Mum, hi, welcome to the Resilient Lounge podcast.
Thank you for having me. I'm honoured that you asked me. It took me by surprise. I didn't think you would, so that's very nice.
Of course. Mum, can you tell us a little bit more about anatripsis therapy and how you ended up becoming a massage therapist?
Okay. Before I was a massage therapist, I was a secretary. And I really did not like that. I didn't like being in an office. For me, I knew that this was not what I was born to do. And so I remember coming home one day, and I was actually at my sister's house, your auntie's, and I asked myself, it was the first time I went really deep inside of me, and I said, what am I gifted at? What am I born to do? And I heard a very clear word, massage. And then I realized that there must be something in that for me to hear it so clearly. And that's our intuition. There's nothing mysterious about that. We have an inner voice inside of us, and when we're quiet, we can hear. I had this book on massage that I bought years ago. I started reading it. I started practicing on your big panda bear. That's how it started. And then I went on a course and I started learning massage. And then I started working as a massage therapist in a hotel. And then it started from there. And then as I was massaging, when I started practicing the massage, I realized that there was more to massage than what I was taught, and the body would actually speak to me. And that's how I formed and devised the techniques of anatripsis. So it's taken a good 30 years to develop these techniques, and the course is now accredited in the UK, so I can teach it, which is what I'm planning on doing next. I get a lot of results with anatripsis. It goes deeper than the normal massage, and it also helps for people with emotional problems as well. It's not just for tension and stress, it helps people with spinal problems to any kind of illnesses. Yeah.
Okay, and then you ended up writing a book around the massage that you formed, which is called anatripsis therapy.
Yeah.
Why did you write this book? What was the inspiration?
The reason how the book started was when I knew I had to legalize my massage method, and I had to write a course syllabus for the accreditation. And then I realized that what I was writing for the course was an actual book. So that's how it started. I started writing more in depth about massage and what I was doing in my methods. And then I included a chapter in there which is about how we can do inner work on ourselves and how you can self-massage on yourself and on your family. The book is complete for someone who wants to learn by themselves or to practice on someone else.
Okay,
yeah.
Interesting.
And it has lots of remedies and different things in there.
Yeah.
Which I'll tell you today some things as well.
is how do you balance your various roles as a founder of Lazaris therapy, practitioner, instructor, and now an author as well? How do you balance all of this stuff? How do you even have time to do all of this stuff?
I always feel if you find the things that you love doing, time is made. Okay, and of course, when you manage your time, then there's time for everything. Like for writing, I like to write really early hours of the morning before anyone's awake, or for my studies with the psychotherapy, I'll go at 6 o'clock in the morning in a coffee shop and start studying. And then I have my massages in between breaks, I'll do things. If you love the things that you've chosen to do, if you involve yourself in the things that you were born to do, that's your purpose in life, then time is made, which I'm sure with you, you have a full-time job, you're doing this now, you're running your house, and that's how it is. If you find yourself in work that you're not happy with, then there's not that much time, because it drags on and it's very heavy energy.
Yeah.
So it's important to find your purpose in life.
How can you find your purpose in life, though? I don't think anyone knows that, how you can find it. I mean, some people probably think, oh, that person's just got lucky and they found their purpose in life. How can someone find their purpose in life?
We have an inner voice inside of us, regardless if you found it or if you haven't found it. When you're quiet and you ask yourself questions, you'll get the answers. It's no hocus pocus. It's a sixth sense that we all have inside of us. So, like I ask God. If someone's not comfortable with asking God, ask yourself. That's still your intuition. And you'll find the answers. If you have an idea, or perhaps I would like to do something in the field of corporate, for example, or something in the field of healing. So you could take a whole list of all the different things that are offered there and what pulls you that you know is for you.
How does it feel, though?
It feels right. It feels right. There's a good energy about it. It's like when I knew it was massage, those words hit so strong, and if you don't do it, the things that you were born to do, it doesn't leave your mind. It's always there. It's always at the back of your mind, niggling at you, saying, do this, do that, or you'll get images, or you'll get pulled and you keep reading books, or little coincidences happen here and there, and then you just know. And if it's your purpose, you can't get away from it. It's a calling.
What if, and it feels right, but you were paralyzed by fear to do it?
Yeah. So if you recognize that there's a fear there, then again, in life, we have to overcome every fear that we have. So it's a challenge. Of course, there's going to be a difficult road to get to exactly where you want to get. But if you keep on at it, if you keep going at it and you say, okay, I have this fear, what can I do about it? If you can't do it yourself to overcome them, then you can go and get help. There's counsellors, there's different techniques, there's NLP, there's EFT, there's many different options that we have out there today, which wasn't before in the past. Whatever it is, if there's a fear, then we have to overcome that, because you won't feel good inside of you. If you just say, okay, I'm not going to do it because I'm scared, you won't feel good inside of you.
Yeah.
It takes energy away from you and you don't feel good about yourself.
And then you probably just start resenting yourself as well.
You resent yourself, but a part of your spirit dies.
Yeah.
You're half living when you don't do your fears. An author called, she's dead now, Catherine Kubler-Ross, she wrote a book called Life's Lessons, and it says that, she's the one that I'm quoting on. If you don't encounter your fears, you're half living, and that's how it is.
It's really interesting. And following on that, you're also now studying psychotherapy. What led you to study that?
I'll tell you, in my work, it's not just I give a massage and take away the physical tension. The majority of the clients, 80%, usually they will come out and talk about their stress, because when you're massaging, so let's just talk about stress for one moment. When there's a lot of stress or emotional issues going on inside of you, or if you've been hurt, or if you've got traumas, this energy, it forms another body inside. And when we do massage, it breaks through that and emotions release. So majority of clients will come out, they will cry, or they will talk about their issues. And whilst they're being massaged and talking about the issues, and you putting the right questions to them, then they can release out all this pain. And so clients, they heal really well, even people with depression. And I wanted to have a degree that would cover me with the talking therapy, because in the UK it's different. You have to have different degrees. So I studied the stress management, but I've always been interested in psychotherapy and psychology. I've been for many sessions myself. I'm very for this kind of therapy, because if you keep everything bottled up inside of you and you don't work it, you become suppressed. And that suppression, eventually, as time goes on, it hits on your organs or other parts of your body, and you can become ill. So we have to release the stagnation, and we have to encounter and conquer whatever fear we have. And if there's traumas, we need to go into the trauma, release it, grieve it, and then you can heal.
So how does tension and stress manifest in the body?
It's just what I said, it's like an energy, okay? So it becomes stagnated. It's just like if you hold yourself and you're just holding it, that's what happens. So the body can't breathe as well, and then you get foggy thoughts, you can't think properly, you're sad, it affects your moods, affects your energy levels, and it can affect an organ. It can cause diabetes, it can cause heart problems, high blood pressure, low blood pressure. Every illness, it's not always like that, but the majority of times there is a link to emotions. So if someone comes to me and they have migraines, for example, and maybe they have some kind of liver problems or anything like that, I need to know what's been going on in their life. When did they get the issue? When did they get the illness? And usually around that time that they got the illness, something happened to them. Maybe they lost a loved one and they didn't grieve it properly, or maybe they went through a breakup or something disturbing happened to them. And so when you help them work with the pain of that and help them grieve through that, then the body can heal.
Basically, a past traumatizing event, the stress and anxiety stayed stagnant into the body.
Mm-hmm.
And what you do is essentially a hybrid of psychology and massage at the same time, which helps your clientele feel and be better.
Yeah.
All right then, what ways can changing one's mindset positively impact the professional and well-being of someone? Okay, so what I mean by this is we can't always be positive, right?
No, it's not
stress
normal.
is always going to be there, and anxiety is always going to be there, or whatever. How can one person not be stressed, not have anxiety? How can you change your mindset when something crazy happens and stress starts happening and all of that? How can we change our mindsets in times of very high stressful situations?
First of all, let's just take stress for one moment. We need a little bit of stress in life. It's not a negative thing, stress. Stress is there to help remind us that we have to do things. If we're too relaxed and we don't have any stress at all, things won't get done. There's a healthy stress, and of course there's a negative. The negative goes when the stress is continued for days, for weeks, for months, and it continues going on, and there's been no solution to help the stress relieve. Then that's going to affect the body. So if we talk about a corporate business and you've got people working in the corporate business and they're highly stressed, tensed, under pressure, their productivity of work is not going to be so good. And I did some corporate massage at times in a Forex company, and there was so much stress. Yeah,
there's loads of stress happening in FX companies.
Yeah.
Generally, in high pressure jobs, there is a lot of stress. But yeah, what was that like?
It was a really interesting time. It was the first time I had done corporate massage, and it was the first time I'd worked in a Forex industry. I felt like everyone that came to me were my children. It was like they were so tense, and this company was also away from the town, so it was like in the middle of nowhere. And there was extreme pressure and stress. And so the company that they brought someone in to do massage, I thought that was a brilliant idea, because it helped them. And what's happening? When you're stressed, your body tenses up. You don't even realize it, but your shoulders are tensed up. If that's happening all the time, it creates knots as we know, in the shoulders. Then it doesn't allow as much blood flow and fresh oxygen to go up to the head, okay? So then we can get headaches, migraines, foggy thoughts. It can then affect how we are feeling about the job. We may not have the patience to work with the other people that are in the office and the demand of work. By releasing the tension through massage or whatever other stress techniques that you do, it will automatically bring blood to the head and oxygen. You've got fresh energy coming, your whole mood changes, you have the energy, and I believe it's very necessary in offices. People that are sitting on computers all day and they're in this position, it's going to affect you. So if you don't have it in the office, if it's not provided in offices, then I definitely recommend for people on their off to go and have a massage, to have it in their everyday life.
Yeah, how many times a week should people have a massage?
I'll tell you, back in the old times, in ancient times, massage and these kind of treatments was a part of our lives, okay? Now, sometimes a lot of people, they class it as a luxury, and it's not. It should be a daily thing. It's therapeutic. If you find the right therapist that can get in there and break down those tension in the body, you can also, by having that, it will help you find what your purpose is in life. Because if you're not in the right place, when you have massage, your mind is clear and things come through, and then you know that's not for you. I have people who've made tremendous changes. I have people who have been working in offices and then they became artists. I've had people who were not in offices and then they did study something, become lawyers, or different types of professions. It's very important. The other thing that happens is that if you've got too much stress, and if you're in sales, for example, it's hard to get the sales because part of your energy is blocking you. So where you asked about being positive, if you've got too much tension in the body, it's very hard to stay being positive. As soon as you have a massage, for example, automatically you feel better, and then you naturally have positive thinking. There are ways that you can sustain positive thinking through affirmations. However, if there is that tension in the body, it's like fight, and so you need to release it. So again, you asked how many times should we have massage? I say to my clients, if someone comes to me with a specific problem in the body, then I will do once a week until we get rid of that problem, and then I leave it up to them. Some people come once a week, every 15 days, once a month. What I say is when the seasons change, at least 4 times a year, go for a massage, because when the seasons change, something's in the atmosphere and it causes body pain. Yeah.
Especially when it's windy, my body always hurts.
Yeah, it can cause nerve problems when it's windy.
All of this stuff that you just spoke about, the stress and the tension and all of this stuff, is that in your book, the Anatripsis Therapy book?
It's in my book, and I also explain how you can do inner work, how you can find actually what's troubling you. If there's trauma, if there's any lost memory, if you've been hurt, if you keep having the same experiences and it's a pattern, and if you've had trauma and you can't remember it, or even if you do remember it and you don't heal it, it will keep reoccurring in your life. We will keep attracting people who represent the people that hurt us. The lessons are even harder each time until you break down, and then you have to go within and reflect and see what's going on with me. And it's possible to break those patterns, and I show in the book there's various exercises that show you how you can do that, how you can come out of your comfort zone if you've been stuck in things that you're not happy with. And at the end of the day, if you're working for someone and you're not happy there, it's not good for you, but it's also not good for the owners. They don't want to have people that are not being there with 100% there. It works both ways. So yeah.
Okay. Well, where can we find your book?
You can find it on Amazon.
Okay, yeah. Perfect. So we have a copy of Penny's book. It's called Anatripsis Therapy, and
it's a complete guide to advanced massage and the dynamics of health.
Yes, and so you can find it on Amazon, literally with this title, Anatripsis Therapy, right?
Yes.
And order it. It's actually really interesting, not because it's my mum's, but because it really is. But yeah, Amazon is basically where they can buy your book. Mm-hmm. And with that being said, you're also a herbalist, of course. And what are some natural remedies or techniques that you can recommend for managing stress and tension within the body or...
I have some lovely herbs here just to show you.
Okay.
When we're feeling very stressed, one of the best oils to use is lavender, and it helps you relax, it helps you sleep at night time. But if you, for example, just take, if you have an essential oil, this is the actual herb. If you can
What's
see
that?
This is lavender, if you want to smell that.
Okay.
Okay, so that's cypress lavender, and this is French lavender.
Oh, it smells so
Yeah,
good.
and they smell, you can smell that.
And that's...
You know, this is the essential oil, so this oil is extracted from those herbs. So even, and lavender is one oil that you can put directly on the skin, the other oils you can't. But even if you just put a little bit on you and inhale deeply that aroma, take it down, and then breathing out, that will automatically relax you. And I'll give you a little technique. If you count from 5 to 1 backwards, that will automatically relax you. So if you're feeling very stressed, very under pressure, and you just go 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, that just brings you down into relaxation. So you can go do a deep breath, and I have this on my YouTube channel, these techniques. So you take a deep breath, smelling your oil.
What kind of oil though?
This is lavender.
Lavender pure essential oil.
Yes, or you can use rose oil for women. That's very good for women. For men, neroli, which is this smell here.
Neroli,
Neroli, which is the blossom of a citrus fruit.
Oh my god, that smells so nice.
Yeah, very expensive, rose and neroli. However, you can use orange. That's also a relaxing smell. And so if you just inhale,
And lavender.
take it in and count 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, breathing out. That will automatically relax you. Now, if you're low in energy, what I have here is some rosemary. And rosemary is very good for memory, to help you focus, for concentration, and it helps with your energy levels if you just smell that. Yeah.
Oh yes, that's great.
Yeah, that's very good. It's good for your muscles as well. And another one is lemon. And everyone can just
Yeah, lemons anyway.
get lemons anywhere. And if you just poke some holes
Into the lemon.
so that you can smell it. If you haven't got essential oil, you can use natural things that are available in supermarkets. That will automatically uplift you. It will give you energy. And you can have a lemon tea as well.
What's the difference with eating this stuff or smelling this stuff?
They're all effective, okay? If you put essential oils onto your body, it goes through the pores, it has a 24-hour effect. If you have a tincture, which is something you take internally under your tongue, which I make herbal medicines, that's more stronger than taking a herbal tea. But they're all effective. So you could have a rosemary tea. Only if you've had high blood pressure, I wouldn't use rosemary. There's other oils you can use. You can use lavender. But all you need is 1 teaspoon of herbs into 1 cup of hot water. And that will do good. So night times you can have chamomile. If you have anxiety and a lot of stress, you can do that at night time. Because chamomile is a sedative. Okay, and the last herb I will show you is geranium. And geranium is an uplifter. So if you're feeling low, you can just smell that, or you can buy the oil. And yeah, these are great things to have in the house. Another thing that I would suggest as a remedy, and really we have to look into this, is our nutrition. It's our food intake and exercise. So even though if you're having a really bad, poor diet, at some point in your life you're going to have to look into that. And okay, I'm a vegan nutritionist. I've been vegan for 10 years now. And for me, I found it to be more beneficial. I don't force it on anyone, but we have to understand that the industry now, the meat industry, is not the same as it used to be. So in the animals, we have a lot of chemicals and hormones and antibiotics. So those things go into the body, and that can also clog up and cause tension in the body. So what you can do for that, again, on my YouTube channel, I have a very good juice for that. So if you have something like, and I say juicing, not blending, because when we juice it, it goes straight into the bloodstream because the fiber comes out. If we blend, it's with the fiber, so it takes that much longer. By the time it digests, the vitamins have gone by then. But when you do juicing, automatically you feel energy. And people who are eating meats and dairy, just to help cleanse the body, and if they're eating fish, is something like cucumber, coriander, lemon, green apple. If you blend that all, not blend, juice that all together, that will just help to release all the toxins in the body. The meat has acid in it. And when you have too much acid, you're prone to illnesses. So we need to alkaline the body. So by taking this juice, which is an alkaline juice, it reduces the acid and increases the alkaline, and then you've got really good productivity. Your mind is functioning better. So we do need to look at these things as well if you want to reduce stress.
Okay, that's really interesting. So before we finalize and close this podcast, what are some key takeaways can you give to our listeners and our viewers about veganism, herbalism, and just generally self-care?
Okay. I think what is important is to stay close to nature. If you stay close to nature, you can't go wrong. Don't forget about herbal teas. Include massages in your life, or whatever works for you. Maybe it's not massage and it's another type of alternative therapy. When I do my workshops, I teach one of the exercises we do, and it's in the book, it's your personal medicine. For each person, what they write on their list will be different. For me, I would have massage. Maybe for someone else, it would be acupuncture. It depends.
Can be like their hobbies as well. Gym.
Yes, absolutely.
Going to the gym.
Going to the gym is important. And again, you have to find the right exercise for you. For me, I don't like going to the gym, but I do Muay Thai. I like going boxing, so that's for me, and walking is for me, and hiking. But for someone else they love going to the gym and doing the weights. So you need to, when you know yourself, you say about self-care, when you care for yourself and you reflect and you do the inner work, then you get to know yourself. And the more you know yourself, the more you know what's right for you, and you do the right things. And you start to search for the right healing foods and the right work for yourself and the right attitudes and things to do. And when you do that, thinking positive becomes effortless.
God, thank you very much for coming in today. I really enjoyed our time.
I did too. It was lovely.
And where can our viewers and listeners find you? Can they find you? They can basically find you on Instagram, Facebook, under...
I'm on TikTok.
Oh, you're on TikTok now as well.
I'm on TikTok.
Got your YouTube channel. Anyway, guys, that you can find her under the name of Panayiota Lazaris.
And Anadripsis Therapy.
And Anadripsis Therapy. I will put it down in the comment section below. Just general description where you can find her. And thank you very much for coming.
Thank you. I love being here. It's lovely. Cherished memory.
Yes. And we'll see you guys next week. Thank you.
you.